So Anakin attacks and he makes a mistake because he's emotional and Obi kills him. Not kills him, but wipes out his arms. And it's like, I loved you, you're my brother. So it's kind of the opposite of what we're being taught today, where like control your emotions or you'll make mistakes.
Well, I think that's probably very much a sign of society, though. People used to close and hide their emotions. People didn't share nearly as much. Now people share pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And feel like they should share everything. So I think that's much more a sign of the writing, don't you think, during the time, maybe?
And I guess Jedis, they're super chill. Like, they're supposed to be, we control.
Even
like, remember Samurai? Like, it's just trained into you, 10,000 hours. Like, you're just supposed to be steely. You're supposed to fight smart, not stupid. So I guess that's kind of what they were using. And two more things. You know what those guys were called? They're called Mustafarians. The guys, so when Anakin walks in to Mustafar to kill the Separatists, there's those guards. They're Mustafarians.
Oh. Okay.
And then on the lava platform, when those guys go past him, those are Mustafarians getting the heck out of there. Because they're like, I'm out of here.
Well, fair enough, right?
But, I mean, this fight, I guess it kind of, what I like about it is, and I think Scott Mendelson of Forbes talked about his love for Revenge of the Sith. I think George Lucas was finally able to attain the CGI, like ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, Skywalker Ranch, the sound mixing. They were finally able to attain what Lucas wanted. And even though this fight takes place over lava and it's super bombastic and sweaty and all that, but you can tell it's George Lucas. So I like it. I don't know. What do you think about this fight?
There's so many things to break down here. So a few of the notes that I have, I saw an interesting argument for, is this the perfect lightsaber fight? There's a lot of debate. There's a lot of people who straight up hate it, but something that almost everyone agreed on, this is a side note, is that they love John Williams' score, and that really took them through the scene, the emotional highs, lows, all that great stuff. So no matter if people loved or hated the scene and the fight, they loved the score. Thought that was a very interesting note. Back on this being the perfect lightsaber fight. So a lot of people think that George Lucas worked for a long time to get to this point, and that Obi-Wan really displays how he's the true Jedi here, because he never attacks during the fight. He's on the defensive the entire time. Being a true Jedi, well, and this is also his friend and someone he deeply cares about, doesn't really want to kill. Thoughts?
You know what Nick Gillard said about this? I don't know if you like it, but he kind of compared it to Obi, like, fighting his girlfriend, where he doesn't want to hit her, but he's just letting her strike at him, and he's kind of taking it. That's what they said they wanted the fight to be like.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like that. But they're saying that during this fight that Obi, basically what he should have said more intelligently was that Obi doesn't want to kill him, and so he's just on the defensive. He's just parrying every strike because he knows he can. Like, he's the one that kicks and runs away. He's the one who jumps on the pipes to maybe escape. Does that make sense? He's the one always trying to get away from the fight. Remember when he runs up on the thing that falls? He's the one that jumps on the bank first.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Come on. Anakin, I love you. You're like my brother. Stop. Like, does that make sense? He's trying to get away from the fight, and that's what you said. Yeah,
completely. And the fact that he doesn't take a kill shot at the end. There's a lot of debate online. People thought he should have killed Anakin at the end. I mean, he's nearly done. There's every possibility that he'll completely burn to a crisp, which we know he doesn't. But yeah. I think it's interesting that there is debate. People think he should have killed Anakin, which, I mean, what's the debate there? Would he still be a Jedi?
Yeah, I mean, he's won, right? He doesn't want to kill him.
Which, I guess there are consequences here, because then we have Darth Vader, and we have a big problem later on, but...
Yeah, I just don't think it's in Obi-Wan.
No, the moral quandary in the moment is not to kill him.
I mean, he's a good guy. Like, he epitomizes the light side of the Force. I mean, you kill him, where do you start? Where do you stop, right? But he also killed Grievous prior in the film. So, Grievous wasn't, like, he killed Grievous in the fight, but Grievous, like, he chopped off Grievous's arms and won, General Grievous. So, he did murder him. It's an interesting question. I mean, he slices Darth Maul in half. So, yeah, but the thing is, I guess those fights happened during the fight. He would have had to have gone up and just stuck Anakin.
Just stuck him.
Yeah, when he's just laying there, Anakin screaming, I hate you.
I know. I have a great note here, but it's not great. It's my own opinion that it's great. But I wrote that Anakin is spitting mad when he screams, I hate you, because he's literally spitting.
Yeah.
There's spittle flying. And the fact that Anakin is just very sweaty this whole time. He looks kind of sickly. He's gaunt. He's not looking well during the fight. You can tell that this is all taking a toll on him. And Obi-Wan doesn't look as sweaty or as gaunt. He looks healthy and robust as he's fighting. It's just very interesting little details like that I sort of notated here.
I kind of like later on in the fight when they're both kind of breathing heavy. Like, this is tiring for Jedis. I mean, they travel, so the stunt coordinator said they traveled over a kilometer in this fight.
Oof.
So, I mean, they covered a lot of ground battling.
I like when they fall off the tower and they're on the little piece of debris in the lava river. And I wrote lava river stare down, but I think that speaks to what you were saying. They're breathing heavy. They're sort of just staring at each other for a while as they catch their breath before they start fighting again. And then Anakin does this fancy flip jump, but like you said, he's reckless and he almost loses balance.
Yeah, like right on that thing. Then jumps in, almost falls back. I mean, he's just fighting with hate. And then Obi-Wan is just kind of fighting, I guess.
Fighting defensively.
Yeah. But I kind of dig it how he's like, you underestimate, and that gets to the point where you underestimate my power, and then he dies. It's just a very, like, not dies, but he gets lit up in his form. And it's just, I don't know, I think it's a good way to show the battle. I think the story makes sense, Megan. I mean, you have the more powerful younger guy who's angry, consumed by hate. He's not there yet. He's not Darth Sidious yet. He's getting there. And then you have Obi-Wan, who's been there, done that.
Well, and he's spewing this hateful dogma as well. If you aren't with me, you're my enemy. And Obi-Wan tells him that only Siths talk in absolutes, which we know at this point he is a Sith.
Yeah, he becomes a Sith. He's speaking in absolutes. And then, I don't know, I really get the emotion at the end. You were my brother. I loved you. Like, I dug it. Like, Ewan McGregor said he had a really hard time talking on the green screen and blue screen, but he does his best in this. Like, you get that he's bummed out. I don't know. And also, I think that he and Hayden were good friends on set. You watch all their training, and they're just like, they have their arms around each other. They're always training. They're having fun. Like, they're like best buds while being out there. So, I mean, I guess that probably helped him with the emotion a little bit more. But now, as a final fight, I really dig this. This is fun. There is different choreography. They're really going at it. I mean, this shows, the stunt coordinator said that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen hit their maximum potential in this. And he's like, I've worked with a lot of people that don't even try. And he's like, these two, he's like, I have never worked with anybody better. And he said Hayden Christensen, a lot of people, I hate how they hate on his acting. But he said he's one of the best. This guy had worked on Willow. I mean, we're talking like 20 years before he even worked on this. And he said that Hayden Christensen was by far the best actor sword fight he's ever worked with. By far.
That's cool.
And so, I mean, you can see that. And we know
he goes on later to star in the critically acclaimed movie Jumper, where he's just totally
I love Jumper.
The coolest.
You should listen to that on the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. And then one more thing. They actually went to Italy. One of the mountains out there was shooting lava. I forget. So George Lucas called up one of the ILM guys.
In the peninsula down near Sicily.
And he was like, get to Italy now. So 2 ILM guys went out there and filmed for 2 weeks. They would hike up.
Okay, if you make us.
3 hours in the morning, hike up, and they would get all the footage. And they did that for 2 weeks. And so a lot of that lava flow that they shot up was actual smoke and everything that they got from real footage. And also they built a miniature for this, which I think is really cool. That was 50 feet by 20 feet. A miniature.
Wow.
And they had actual like lava caramel type stuff flowing. And they had cameras like cranes shooting everything. So, I mean, pretty badass.
No wonder they were hot and sweaty.
Yeah. I mean, they had to shrink Hayden Christensen and Ewan to fight in that.
Yeah.
But George Lucas has that technology, so it's fine. All right, so final thoughts about this fight before we get out of here?
I think it speaks to something about this battle, its epic nature, that there's both a Lego set and a Funko set of this. And when you Google the name of the battle, that is the majority of what comes up. I had to dig a lot deeper to find actual information or even discussion because there are so many links to the Legos and the Funkos for this battle.
I need them all. Christmas.
Oh, they're here. They're just downstairs waiting for you to put together.
All right, so this was fun. Thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Megan Hoffmeyer, this is Final Fights. We'll see you next week.